So this story comes from Fox News on purpose because their coverage is shit, and I wanted to point it out. Minnesota Pharmacist who denied emergency contraception wins case. We should be able to live out our beliefs. So this is exactly what it sounds like. A woman went in to get emergency contraception, and a pharmacist in Minnesota refused to provide those medicines that were prescribed, that were available, and were the medicines that she should have gotten. And she sued. She sued because that's fucking bullshit. And the courts were like, you know what's more important than women's rights? Well, first, virtually everything. Yeah. Because America.
Yeah, sure.
And second, religion. Somebody should be able to live out their beliefs. The way that Fox frames this is so fucking appalling. They spend all of their time sort of conveying the pharmacist's viewpoint in this article. I just think it's really telling. It's one of those things where you look at the journalism in quotes. And so I want to read it to you. Minnesota pharmacist George Badu faced legal trouble after he refused to provide emergency contraceptive pills to a patient in 2019 because of his personal religious beliefs. Quote, I couldn't fill this prescription because one of the possible mechanisms of action of the medication is that it can prevent the implantation of a fertilized egg into the universe. Badu told the Fox.
You said universe.
Into the universe.
I mean, that's true. It's true. It's all right. I'll allow it.
Uterus. Badu went on to say that the patient's went on to say the patient's move to sue him for refusing to supply the morning after pill surprised him. He also argued that medical professionals should not be forced to leave their deeply held beliefs in their back pockets on the job. We should be able to live out our beliefs in our workplace, he said. Piro noted that although Badu won the case, the plaintiff received $25,000 for emotional harm as well.
Though.
But that's a confusing feature of Minnesota trial practice, said the attorney. The jury is instructed that their job isn't done until the damages question is answered, regardless of how you answered the liability question. And then they went on to explain that although the plaintiff was awarded damages, they will not receive those damages after failing to prove their case.
Dumb thing to do.
And then this part makes me crazy. So then again, Badu, they spent all their time talking to the fucking pharmacist, guys. None of this time talking to the woman who was denied medicine. I did everything I could in light of the facts, Badu said, and I went out of my way to phone the patient when there was a small possibility that the pharmacist who would be working the next day who would fill the prescription might not make it because of a snowstorm forecast.
Those things you need those things because it's like the day
timely,
after
dude.
Pill. It's the
Super
day
timely.
after pill. And it's like, and I don't want to hear you're killing a baby or whatever. It's you can't even see it, man.
Right.
You literally can't even see it. If you saw like a discharge, you wouldn't be able to pick it out. It's it's smaller than the head of a pencil. You cannot see it at that point. It just stops the fertilization from it fertilizes, but it can't sit on the wall. It just flushes it off the wall. There's nothing there, man.
Nothing at all.
This isn't like, unless you believe like it's a fully fucking college-aged adult when it gets fucking conceived. It's absolutely maddening. And I want to say this. Here's what I'm going to do. This is my work plan from now until forever. I'm going to go in and I'm going to learn how to be a blood transfer guy. That's what I'm going to do. Transfusions. That's going to be my specialist. And I'm going to be a Jehovah's Witness. And then I'm going to sit at my fucking desk all day. And anybody who comes in will be like, sorry, I don't believe in transfusions.
Can't do it.
Because I'm a Jehovah's Witness. That's an abomination, and I'm going to play fucking Words with Friends and Angry Birds all day with my feet up because I don't have to do anything because I don't believe in it.
Yeah, man. It's fucking bullshit, and it's dangerous. And like Fox allows this motherfucker to downplay the danger by saying like, oh, well, I was going to set her up with a different pharmacist who would do it. Well, fucking what if there was no pharmacist in your fucking backwater hillbilly bullshit pharmacy? Yeah. What if there was nobody? Then what? She's just fucked? And the Minnesota says, yeah, she's just fucked. She gets nothing. She goes to the doctor. She wants medicine. She's supposed to get this fucking medicine. Her and her doctor make a fucking personal medical decision. The pharmacist, it's got nothing to do with you. Fill the fucking prescription. If your objection to the medicine is a personal fucking objection, that has nothing to do with anything. That'd be like if I was like, hey, you know what? I don't want to sell you Pringles. I think those are gross.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
It's the same
Why are
thing.
you weird? Sell people shit.
It's the same thing.
Should I not sell cigarettes because they fucking kill people?
Like you don't get to make those decisions in anything else you do.
Right.
It seems like they're the only ones, and it's because religion is the only thing that we seem to look at and say, no, that trumps everything. It's like, no, your fucking beliefs don't trump everything. They just don't. Do another fucking job, man.
Right.
Like,
you picked the wrong job.
you know, there's plenty of regulations for so many different jobs that are, you know, for instance, and I don't know if this is true, but I guess I had heard that if you want to be a pilot, you have to have a good vision, right? You have to have, you can't wear glasses. Right. I've heard the same thing. I don't know if it's true, but I guess you can't wear glasses. From what I've heard, you can't wear glasses. I gotta be honest, I don't care.
Don't send an email.
But here's the thing, like I'm using it as an explanation, as sort of like a metaphor. Just because you want to doesn't mean you can get into that profession, right? You just can't get into that profession if you just don't have good enough eyesight. Well, same thing here. It's like there should be something here that you get a questionnaire when you come in. This should be mandated by the state. You just have to give out those things. If you don't want to do it, then get out of the profession. Go do something else. Or they should start like little fucking, you know, those health insurance scam things they have. They should do the same thing for pharmacies. You want to be a religious fucking nutcase and you want to go fucking grab something from there, go to your weird fucking co-op religious pharmacy where they don't give away that stuff and you could feel good about yourself or whatever. They call that Walgreens. Okay. So you can go to your fucking weird little co-op. Although it turns out CVS is doing the same thing.
Holy shit, you can't go fucking anywhere.
I thought I read that it said CVS. I got to ask people, where can we go? And I want to ask the pharmacist, anybody I'm thinking Target. If Target has a pharmacy, because they're a pretty progressive company.
The grocery stores too.
So I wonder if Target would do something like this. I wonder if Target, if somebody came in, if they would allow their pharmacist, I kind of want somebody to ask or figure out, like, what pharmacies can we promote as a place to go? Because it's fucking ridiculous.
It is, man. It is. And like, it's right now, it's limited. We talked about this before, but it's problematic, but like, what if the pharmacist had an objection, some personally held belief objection to pain management?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
What if their brother, like legitimately, like what if their fucking brother died of an opiate overdose? And they're like, you know what? I actually don't believe that opiates are a good medicine. I don't think we should prescribe them. I have a personally strongly held belief that, so now I got fucking cancer and I need fucking pain management, and I go and the pharmacist is like, sorry, double fuck you.
Sorry.
I don't give those things out. That's between you and your doctor. The pharmacist is there to keep you safe.
Exactly.
Keep you safe giving out your medicines. They are not there to decide what your medical treatment should be. That's a fucking grotesque misstep.
It really is. I want to touch on something you talked about, though, really quickly. You said earlier, you're like, what if nobody's around, or what if there's another pharmacy around? I read an article this week that talked about pharmacy deserts are just as real as food deserts.
I don't doubt that for a second,
especially in low-income neighborhoods and rural areas. Pharmacy deserts are just as real. And what happens is you're stuck with your guy. This is your guy for miles, or for, in some cases in the inner city, for the entirety of how far you can go without spending money. Right? Yep. So if you're in poverty, you're in a place, you have to pay $2.75 to get on the train to go somewhere. That's an extra $2.75, plus maybe you got to pay a transfer to get back on. How much are you going to have to pay to just go get your medicine, whereas you could just walk down the street? Well, if the pharmacy isn't going to give you your stuff, or they have some weird, deeply held belief, are you going to be fucked? Or you just can't, sorry, you're fucked now. So this is a really insidious problem that someone needs to solve. There needs to be some sort of legislation that basically says, no, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
No more. You want to do this, start your own weird fucking culty fucking religious thing, but that's not a pharmacy. You call that what you want, and you guys give medicine to each other. Shoot it up each other's ass, whatever you want to do, but this isn't how pharmacies work anymore.
It should be part of your licensing.
Exactly.
It should be part of your part of your licensing is like, look, you can't fucking turn people down for medicine unless there's a legitimate medical reason to turn them down, because that's not your fucking call.
Absolutely.